The film's events begin in a small coastal village where most residents make their living from fishing. Life there is simple, but customs and traditions impose their rules on everyone. Girls don't go to school because the community believes their role is limited to housework and early marriage. Amid this atmosphere lives a smart girl named Ika. Since childhood, she has been different from the other children. She asks many questions, loves reading, and dreams of becoming educated. But she realizes her dream is nearly impossible because everyone around her rejects the idea of educating girls. Ika lives with her father, a strict man who works as a fisherman. Although he loves his daughter, he believes that educating a girl is a waste of time and that her true future lies in marriage and starting a family. So he refuses every time to let her attend school. One day, Ika hears the story of a brave girl from a distant country, Malala Yousafzai, who risked her life defending girls' right to education. This story deeply moves her, giving her faith that change is possible and that she must fight for her dream no matter the difficulties. Ika begins trying to learn by every means available to her. She listens to children's lessons from afar, tries to memorize what she hears, and reads everything she can get her hands on. One of the teachers notices her intelligence and determination and decides to help her secretly, giving her books and encouraging her to keep learning. But the village does not welcome this idea. News spreads among the residents, and everyone begins criticizing the girl and her teacher. Many consider what Ika is doing a direct challenge to the community's traditions, putting her dream in real danger. As for her father, his anger grows when he learns she is still trying to study. He imposes stricter restrictions on her and forbids her from leaving the house, believing he is protecting her from a future he sees as unsuitable for girls. As time passes, secrets from the father's past begin to surface. The viewer discovers that his harsh stance doesn't stem from hatred, but from painful experiences that made him fear his daughter repeating what happened in the past. Here his character begins to appear more human and complex. Despite all this, Ika does not give up. She continues defending her dream, proving to everyone that education doesn't diminish a girl, but gives her strength, confidence, and the ability to build a better future. Events continue to unfold and the pressure on her increases until she faces the possibility of early marriage, which would mean the complete end of her dream. But news spreads within the village, and residents begin criticizing the teacher, considering her an attempt to change their customs. Ika's father grows angrier when he learns his daughter is still studying in secret. He forbids her from going out, confiscates her books, and tries to convince her that her true place is inside the home. These were among the hardest moments of the film, because the viewer sees a young girl deprived of her most basic rights simply because she was born a girl. But the girl did not give up and continued studying secretly with her teacher until her father discovered it, went to the teacher's house, took his daughter, and beat her severely for defying his word. The girl broke down, her hopes shattered, and she cried a great deal. But her father paid no attention to her sorrow and tears. This was one of the most moving moments in the film. After this, the girl's uncle tried to convince her father to marry her off to an older man, since this uncle owed him money. After the uncle's persistent pressure, the father agreed and decided to marry off his daughter. When the girl heard the news, she broke down even more and begged her father, weeping, to change his mind, but to no avail. So the girl decided to run away and hid in a boat, hoping to escape. But she was discovered and brought back to the village. Her father married her to that man, and the girl surrendered to her fate and got married. The man's treatment of her was even worse than her family's, so she decided to commit suicide and end this hell she was living in. But her teacher caught up with her at the last moment, saved her life, and helped her escape the village. At the same time, the father overheard his brother talking with the girl's husband and learned that this marriage had been arranged for his brother's benefit to pay off his debts. The father grew furious, beat his brother severely, threw him out of the house, and regretted what he had done to his daughter. After that, the teacher helped the girl participate in an educational competition, and she won. She appeared on television and was honored, while the villagers and her father watched her with a mixture of pride and sorrow. Because of the injustice she had endured, the film's events then progress. The girl grows up, completes her studies, and graduates. In her graduation speech, she delivers a message to the world that girls have the right to education, work, and living freely just like men. In the final scenes, the father reaches a moving realization that true love doesn't mean imposing restrictions on one's children, but helping them achieve their dreams. So he decides to support his daughter and gives her the opportunity she had long awaited. The film doesn't offer an ending built on miracles, but leaves behind a realistic and moving message that changing society requires courage and patience, and that education is the path capable of lifting generations out of the cycle of poverty and ignorance. This is why the film received great acclaim around the world, because it doesn't tell the story of just one girl, but represents the suffering of millions of girls who still face difficulties in obtaining their right to education. In the end, the film leaves us with an important question. How many dreams have been lost simply because their owner never got the chance to learn? If this story has touched you, don't forget to support the video with a like and subscribe to the channel, and share with us in the comments the name of the film you'd like our next summary to be about.